Alexander Galitsky. Can I please have a warm applause?
Can I use my privilege to hug you?
And the other person that's coming on stage to talk to Alexander is also known as Chief Wowness, which is a pretty cool title that I'd love to have too at some point.
Wait, what did you say? Wowness?
Wowness, exactly.
Wowness,
So,
Marcello.
I guess, I don't know, but I guess the title comes from the fact that he hasn't only built a couple of startups in Europe, he's helped a couple of startups in Europe, he built 2 startup accelerators, and as if that wasn't enough, he also built Tech.eu and is on the pulse of the European tech ecosystem. So please put your hands together for Chief Wowness, Alex Barrera.
That was
So I just need to keep up the mood because I'm the Spaniard in the room, so I want to hear very loud. Good afternoon, Seed Stars. Once again, I'm Spaniard. Good afternoon, Seed Stars. Let's try a third time. I think you're not there. Good afternoon, Seed Stars. There we go. Well, pleasure being here. So Sasha, thank you very much for joining us here. So you've done many things, among chief one being an entrepreneur in a moment where it was quite hard to be an entrepreneur. So I would love you to share a little bit of what are your insights. How was it to be an entrepreneur when you started? How do you compare it to most of the entrepreneurs that we have here? How has that changed, and how hard was it then? How hard is it now? How do you see the changes there?
No, first of all, I became entrepreneur when I was 14. So I wanted to play guitars and to impress girls, yes, with my friends. And
you can still do that.
Sometimes, yes. So, but to impress or play, I don't know. But point is that we started to do it with Soviet Union, and it was impossible to build private companies. But we started to build guitar better than we play, yes. So, and we sold like dozens of guitars, I don't know, around 30, and started to make money more than our parents, and was arrested, of course, since it was illegal. So after this, I did not do anything in entrepreneurship till 90s, since I was involved in defense work in space industry. And after this, it was happened that I brought to space IP protocol to some mission, and after this happened, met guys from Silicon Valley, and they told, can you build radio 8211 protocol? So, and I didn't understand anything in entrepreneurship. I just decided, okay, we will build it. And we built this in half a year, PCMCA radio, which was introduced to market only in 1996 or something, and named Wi-Fi. And I didn't know what to do with this radio. US intelligence knew more, so they started to hunt me that I will sell this to terrorists, and bought everything from us in 1992, and it was my first money. So I didn't understand what mean entrepreneurs this time, since I look on investors as that in Russia we call spekulanti. I don't know how to tell. It is the guys who resell something for bigger money, and I didn't understand at all. So, but what I learned from this lesson that you sometimes do only to market, and it is very tough to decide to continue or not to continue. So, and you're lucky if you have ability to sell technology, but main important stuff you need to see on the course. You need to learn market. Second, my lesson was to build VPN. It was more lucky case, since you need to know what people want. You need to understand problem. And it is lack of Eastern Europe, actually, in many places in emerging markets, that people don't know what actually market require. Possibly it is interesting to ask your friends, but when you build B2B business, you don't know actually the problem. So, but I listened that Sun Microsystem, my friends who invested money on me, they don't know how to crack NDIS drivers in Microsoft. So I took the team and we cracked the NDIS drivers, which was not public information, and we able to put VPN in 1994 in live to internet, and we gave ability to start to use internet for secure communication. So the second lesson, when you need to know that you need to learn problem pretty nice. So it is my entrepreneurial experience past 90s, yeah?
Yeah, just simple thing. You wake up one morning, invent Wi-Fi, Tech
No,
Morning,
I not
VPN.
No.
Did you get any
I
girls
just
thanks to
implement
VPN?
Protocol. It was simple.
Did VPN get you any girls?
No, VPN was some kind of invention. It is pretty interesting stuff. Yeah.
So,
But by VPN, you're not impress girls.
you don't. Damn. So, then you became co-founder and managing partner at Almaz Capital. So you've been investing all across the spectrum in most
I
importantly.
built 5 companies before.
I know. This extensive background here of building companies. Then you went to the dark side of the investor side. And so I've read somewhere that you guys were kind of removing yourself a little bit from Russia and finding companies to invest in more on the whole axis of Eastern Europe. So I would like you to share with us your experience. Which countries do you see in Eastern Europe are more powerful and why? Which are your favorites, basically?
It is difficult.
And don't say Ukraine.
Yeah, I was born there, but I will not tell you. Ukraine is my favorite, of course. But
Come on, Ukraine in the house. There we go.
So, but speaking about Eastern Europe, for me, I will say from technical point of view, I see that study and universities are very, very similar from my point of view. So I found when we're now looking for investment, we even indicated that what areas Eastern European universities in comparison to other universities are best. Since today is more important when you build and grow a company to find talents to supply that growth. It is by talents, by engineers. And in Silicon Valley, where we have a main office, we see that it is pretty shortest of talents. And even it is too many people there, but some of them is not so talented, and you need to have the top one. So from this perspective, we started to see these opportunities in many, many places. For example, I didn't know that so many interesting guys in Croatia, for example. So I was very focused on Romania. The reason is very simple, since Ceausescu wanted to build his opposite atomic bomb, and not be friendly with Soviet Union. So, but he put a lot of efforts to engineering education. So, and now it is results. You have a lot of Romanian very good engineering. So, by this way, I cannot say who is favorite. I will say we are hunting the best.
So the other day we were talking about a little bit of the focus that Almaz has in kind of what kind of companies that you guys invest in, and I think it would be interesting for you to share with the audience what are the things you think. I'm doing constructive criticism. What are the kind of things you're missing, you're lacking in Eastern Europe that you would like to see more developed?
It is few. It is understanding of what means product. Yeah, so product is a separate issue from technology. So spending like 25% you spend for prototype, idea prototype, and technology, but 75% it is marketing and sales, and actually bringing or converting a prototype to product, real product, which is you bring. So lacking of this second part, it is very often happens. The second one, it is mentality. The mentality is to build profitable companies, since you are not sure that you will raise next round, in comparison to put a lot of attention to growth. It is a difference between American mentality and general European mentality, is that somebody building to grow, some building companies for, let's say, for profitability. It is two major areas. The other stuff, I think it is cool. So, good guys.
In a way, we were before talking about how do companies tend to do that transition, you know, the change in mentality. What is the hardest thing for them when they transition from a local company to trying to build the global growth part?
So my thought that if you would like to build a global company, you need to be global immediately. So, and reason for this is very simple. US represent 40%, 45% in at least in IT when you have established market. It is what is actually acquiring. Europe 30% for fragmented Europe, and the rest of the world is divided this last. But when technology just started to emerge, US getting it in 80%, 90% of sales. So you started some company, let's say in cloud or, I don't know, in artificial intelligence here, and you didn't move yourself immediately to global market and started to sell on US market, you miss an opportunity and missing competition. It is my belief for all these years.
So very quickly, last question. If you had to pick 3 industries or 3 verticals that every time you hear a company that is working on that space, you go like, oh my God, I'm touching myself, which 3 would those be?
Actually, we have 4.
4, good.
My favorite is cybersecurity. That artificial intelligence application for blockchain and data mining for any application. So,
do we have any of those companies in the house? Raise your hands. Come on, anyone that... Oh, we have some guys there. Okay, well, I believe you have to catch a flight. So, Alexander, Sasha, thank you so much for joining us on stage. Please, huge applause for Sasha.
thank you.